Everybody at? Place is dead. A notification go out.
Rishoff says, hey man.
Yo! Hold on one sec. Hey, Rashad.
Rishoff says, what's up?
All right. Today's song of the day, boys. All right. That was the song of the day. Little JT. Get us going here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the stream. I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for coming in. Today is Thursday, July 10th. Time be flying, man. Already into July, summer almost halfway over. With those who are getting ready to go back to school in August. R.I.P. My guys, R.I.P. Those going back to school. Let me know if you're going back to school. Brutal. We in school all year round here at the live stream, boys. All year round we in school. 3, 2, 1, let's go! All right, feeling good. Okay, so let's go ahead and what do we want to do today? What do we want to do today? Read? Gotta read? Gotta read.
Tim says, good evening, Chan.
Mr. Tim, you gotta rewind about 2-3 minutes back to the song of the day. You gotta make a guess what the song of the day was, and then let's see if you're right. The vibe of the day. Vibe of the day. Let's get these books out. Get these books going. All right, my dudes, are we ready? Okay. All right, we're on page 169, pause, of Fluent Python. We're about to wrap this page up. I'm going to keep going here in chapter 5 in part 1 of data structures, Fluent Python here. Up here at the top for the entire book, we're on page 199 out of 1011, so good 20% there. Nice, almost. Let's go. Feeling good. Okay. Classic name tuples, right? That's what we're doing today. The collections.nameTuple function is a factory that builds subclasses of tuple enhance with field names, a class name, and an informative repr. Classes built with nameTuple can be used anywhere where tuples are needed, and in fact, many functions of the Python standard library that are used to return tuples now return nameTuples for convenience, without affecting the user's code at all. Each instance of a class built by a named tuple takes exactly the same amount of memory as a tuple because the field names are stored in the class. Example 5-4 shows how we could define a named tuple to hold information about a city. So example 5-4, defining and using a named tuple type. From collections, we're going to import named tuple and define a city with a named tuple given the city is the class name and the tuple values are name, country, population, coordinates. This will create this, that's for a named tuple of city equals, right? Now we can use this city class to create our own, custom city with Tokyo here. And then we can get access to dot notation to its values, right? Just like we would in classes. So the collections.name tuple function is a factory that builds subclasses of tuple with field names, a class name, and a repr. Class is built. What's this highlighting? Okay. All right, this is pretty simple.
Tim says which one is better, Mike? Justin Timberlake at the 2018 Super Bowl or 2004 Super Bowl?
Justin Timberlake at the 2018 Super Bowl or 14? I'll have to go back and look at them. I haven't. Well, wasn't Justin Timberlake the guy that ripped off Janet Jackson's shirt? So that gotta been 2004. So some of y'all pigs out there might say that one. So we'll probably say 2018.
Tim says him going 2018 vibes were up high.
What was that, Mr. Tim? I'm going 2018. Yeah, me too. Was that 2004 though, with Janet Jackson? Janet Jackson Super Bowl. 2004, yeah, dude. Huh. Wild. All right, let's keep it rolling. I got some chicken nugs here. Let's ride. Let's ride. Bronco Nation. Let's ride.
Charlie says, man, I forgot JT did 2018 Super Bowl show.
Honestly, me too. 2 parameters are required to create a name tuple, a class name and a list of field names. Yep. Can be given as iterable strings or a string spaced delimiting string, or as a single spaced delimiting string. Field values must be passed as separate positional arguments to the constructor. In contrast, tuple constructor takes a single iterable. Right. You can access the fields by name or position. As a tuple subclass, city inherits useful methods such as the EQ and the special methods for comparison operation, including the less than, which allows for sorting lists of city instances. A name tuple offers a few attributes and methods in addition to those inherited from tuple. Example 5.5 shows the most useful, the fields class attribute. The class make method iterable and the asDict instance method. So name tuple attributes and methods continue from the previous example. So city.fields shows you all its field names. You can say coordinate is a name tuple, and then you can apply the coordinate within a call to this inside this tuple for Delhi, and then you can call a city make on Delhi. Then you can have asDict, right? So fields is a tuple. Fields is a tuple with the field names of the class. Make builds the city from iterable. City unpacked all the Delhi data would do the same. asDict returns a dict built from the name tuple instance. You can use it to serialize, right? Similar to what we're doing in our. We did this custom though. The asDict method returned an ordered dict until Python 3.7. Since Python 3.8, it returns a simple dict, which is okay now that we can rely on key insertion order. If you must have an ordered dict, the asDict documentation recommends building one from the result ordered dict. Since Python 3.7, name tuple accepts the default keyword only argument, providing an interval of n default values for each of the n rightmost fields of the class. Example 5.6 shows how to define a coordinate name tuple with a default value for a reference field. Oh, so you have a coordinate and then long lat reference, and then any defaults, right? If you aren't passed in one on instantiation, okay. Then you can get field defaults with all the defaults, okay. So I'll say we'll go here and go like this. Defaults equals to a list, right? Pass in defaults as a parameter. Is that like is that a good way of saying it? Here. Open up this, let me see here. Is that a good way of saying this? Not arbitrary ones, only by trillion fields. Fields only. Okay. The class statement syntax on page 168 I mentioned is easier to code methods with this class syntax supported by typing.nameTuple and add data class. You can also add methods to a name tuple, but it's a hack. Skip the following box if you're not interested in hacks. Recall how we built a card class in example 1.1 in chapter 1, right? With this name tuple. And later in chapter 1, I wrote spades high function for sorting. It would be nice if that logic was encapsulated in a method of card, but adding spades high to card without the benefit of a class statement requires a quick hack. Define the function and then assign it to a class attribute. Example 5.7 shows how. Card.suits values is a dict with 3 spades. Spades equals 3 hearts is 2 diamonds, 1 club is 0. Spades high, rank value, French deck, ranks index, card.rank. Suit value. Attach a class attribute to the values of the suit. In line 2, spades high will become a method. Yeah. Attach the function. We're okay. Okay. Time to dive into a chicken nug here. All right. I'm done reading for today. Let's work on the project. All right. Okay. Let's get back to the project here. Let's get building. Okay.
Charlie says, what are we snacking on, Mike?
Chicken nugs. Costco, you can go get like a 20 pack of like a 6-pound bag of chicken nuggets, something like that. And they taste just like Chick-fil-A. It's good old agua. All right. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Where are we? So yesterday we left off on getting the portfolio loaded in. So now we can start writing some of these like events, right? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start activating this here. So when you select the value here, right, we're going to get it when we hit this button and then populate this. So we first need to abstract this away into a function.
Tim says Mike munching on the dino nugget.
For real, making me sound like I'm like 15. Got the pizza rolls and dino nugs. Okay. Okay. I said okay like 20 times. I'm just hungry. I got on stream before I had dinner. Okay. Bruh. Okay. Stop saying that. Here we go. So we are on data here. We wrote this yesterday where we're getting our data for all right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to abstract this away into a function so we can use it and apply like a filter to it to get the other accounts as well, not only all. Right? So I'll take lines 209 through 232 here out, and then I'm going to call a function here called def populate matrix, populate position matrix, right? And you're going to be given we'll just hold off on that for now. So I'm going to paste this in here, right? So you have to obviously be given self here. So you need to get access to the portfolio object within self. So this is just getting the data, right? And formatting it in a way that we want it to. Right, because we're printing data here, which just has the account as the keyword and a list of lists.
Wing says suck BRHH, good work.
Okay, so let's do this. Keyword. We'll say account name. I guess we'll just say the ester, and then we'll return. We're going to return a list of lists.
Tim says subathon boys, let's get Mike to 2.6K.
Hey Wayne, how's it going, dude? Hey Wolfie, yo, welcome back in, dude. Been a minute. What you been working on, my guy? Look at this dino nug. This ain't it. It's not dino nugs, y'all. It's just regular nugs. Come on, don't do me like that. But this nug, this is like a shrimp nug. This look like Tim. Okay. So what I'm going to do is say thing is I don't want to have to.
Tim says my Twitch chat eyes showing up on screen, I think.
What? I see it. Really? Hmm. I see it on there. Oh, Twitch chat. Oh, Twitch chat.
Prism says HLO Michael.
Okay, there we go. I think we're good. Hey, Prism, how's it going, my guy?
Eduardo says, I see the chat.
Hey, Eduardo. Hey, Prism. Welcome in, my friends. What you guys working on? What you guys have been studying lately? Let me know what you guys have been working on. Let me know your goals. Speak out your goals. Like, what are you guys been doing? What do you guys want to achieve? Speak it out.
Prism says, how is your Khan Academy course going on like the calculus one?
Bro, don't even get me there. Don't do me like that, Prism. Come on. Prism. I've been building projects, Prism. I've been building projects. Come on, don't call me out like that, my guy. Come on. Really? You're gonna do me like that? Okay. I'm gonna get the data. Print data. Okay, then we're gonna like this.
Prism says, I was doing some algorithms lately like the trees, graphs and some discrete structure stuff. Charlie says, going back to college this fall to study electrical engineering. Eduardo says, goal, be rich with and have nice friends to share the money.
We're gonna match the keyword with the case of all accounts. Right, because that's what I'm doing, right?
Charlie says, real Eduardo.
Come on, let me just look at it. Whatever. Okay, we'll have to just keep going here for a second. So all accounts, I think, is the keyword we're looking for that we'll have in the string, and then we'll say, so this is what it'll do, right? All accounts, all account positions. Right, is equal to this.
Tim says goal, master's degree, full-time job, and recruit Mike to my university all within 2 years.
Goal, master's degree, full-time job.
Says, we're being ambitious boys.
Dude, that'd be sick, Tim. Take me with you. Take me with you, Tim. We'll study together. Not a study buddies. I'll give you this hat. If you get me a job. I know you love this hat. Okay. What's going on in here? Indent. Oh. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're going to go all positions is
Prism says, what project are you building?
self-position headings. Stalker, just give me 1 second. I'll show you the UI here. Just gotta kind of get through this. I'm not building a stalker like a creeper. I'm building a stalker AI. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then we're gonna add all account positions. So let me just do this actually. Account positions. Right, is this. We're gonna match a keyword. Right. All account account positions here, plus it equals to the account. Print wait, am I trolling? Am I missing something? For account values. Oh, stop values, we're gonna add the account. For all accounts, basically. Okay. Yeah, the value. Okay, so then else for the case of anything else, right? We're going to try and get go into data index of account name keyword. I'm going to force this lower, right?
Tim says, is this still a community project, Mike? Me and Mohan gonna have to carry the website frontend.
Yeah, dude, it's a community project, but none of y'all jokers are contributing. For real. For real. You guys are trolling. I'm on my own out here. So we'll force this lower. We'll match the case of all accounts. We'll do this. Right? And I'm going to print all let's just, I think it's fine. Okay, so we'll try to data the keyword, right? Dot get.
Prism says, Tim, is this a community project? Prism says, like, I mean, we can contribute?
Yeah, it's on GitHub. The code's open, y'all. It's open for pull requests. You just can't use, all the code has to be written, but I'm typing all the code out. I ask questions when I get confused, and if I get stuck in things, I don't ask for code or to look at code. I ask to talk through it, like I'm debugging, duck debugging, whatever. But so you can use like AI and stuff to like learn, but everything that is like every word, it's all typed by me. So if you're going to contribute, that is the requirement as well. Because I submitted this, when I announced the project, I submitted like a couple, like a bug or like a issue request or issues, and like within like an hour I got like a pull request that was like 6 files long and like almost like 1,000 lines of code. I was like, how? In an hour? What? And like it basically just like solved the whole project. I was like, I don't know, it kind of like defeats the purpose of like the learning or whatever. Okay. Data.get.
Tim says, bro was a machine.
Positions. Alright, cool. If positions is none, we're going to is Should I raise a value error here, or should I? I don't want to have to catch a value error. Okay. So I want to know if I take this function here, populate position matrix, right? And here, if I call we got a bug somewhere. So let's print oh. Dang it. Account positions. Bingo! Let's go. Okay. So now watch me do this. I'll change this keyword to Roth IRA, and it should just give me one position of Apple now. Ready? Watch this. Ready? 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 Roth IRA. Show me the money. Bro. Here. Come on! You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Let's go. All right. Okay. When you populate the matrix, then we need to have, okay, so that's one function down, right? So now we need to write a function to update the populate account heading, right? Right, so okay. So now let's actually get this to work here, actually. No, I want to, we'll do this here first. Right, so let's write account info heading. I think this is a good way to say it. Giving an account name keyword of a stir, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say sorry, what do I want to say here? So we populate account info heading. So I want to go in and when called, I just need to match the keyword, right? So just do a simple, hey, thanks dude, it's just a little Casio, nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Match account name keyword, little Walmart watch. It's a good little, it's honestly, best bang for your buck watch is a little Casio, like $25 watch. Right. Case of all accounts, right? All accounts, we're going to, this is going to be the portfolio. So we're going to, we need to populate total value,
Distracted says I got a Walmart watch for $10, best thing I ever bought from a Walmart.
for real. Distracted knows what he's talking about. Okay, so on the case of all accounts, we want to on the case of all accounts, I want to I need to get access to the portfolio, which is self, right? Portfolio, and then I need to override the values though of certain headers. So here is this. So selected account name here. So we're going to override this value. So by default, this is going to be all accounts, right?
Roxanert says, hey, I chat. Distracted says the progress is looking good. By the way, also my mobile game should be ready for release in August. Love seeing everyone.
Nice, dude. You got any previews? Hey, what's going on, Roxanne? Thanks for coming back. 2 for 2. Okay. Okay, so all accounts, and this is going to be self.portfolio dot so this is the what selected account total value, so selected total value, right? And then the cache would be self dot portfolio dot cache.
Distracted says I have an image and video preview but don't want to self-promote it. I rather market it myself and get real downloads.
Oh, no worries. That sounds like that's a great way to go about it. I like the grind mentality, the self-made mentality. I like that. Letting the game speak for itself. That's cool. So this would be just stock asset value, right? Portfolio dot stock asset value. We don't have unrealized gain on here though. Cash, account total, cash reserve, update cash button, stock asset value, refresh value, but no unrealized gain on here, so that is something we're missing. Okay.
Distracted says music is a vibe.
Yeah, let's go. So now what we're going to do is update this information here. So self dot selected account name equals to quote all accounts, right? With under the all accounts case. Right, and then we're going to populate self dot these what we were on earlier, right? So the selected account total value, selected account cash value, stock asset value, selected account cash, self dot selected
Distracted says just bit my tongue hard as frick lol.
That's tough. Total value is equals to self dot selected account stock asset value, right? Isn't it? Is the last one? Stock asset value, refresh button. Stock asset value, cash, and total value. And the selected account name, right? So 4 things total, perfect. Okay, so all accounts, this will be self.portfolio dot total value. This will be self.portfolio dot cash, and this will be self.portfolio dot stock asset value, right? We'll set those to those values.
Punch says what does CLS do?
So CLS is just a keyword when using a class method, right? So you can say anything here, right? CLS or whatever, but it's just whatever's first put here in Python. You could say pickles or onions or whatever. But when you're using a class method, whatever the key word is that is the first argument for the class method refers to the class itself, right? So portfolio, rather than like an instance methods having self here, referring to add account onto the object itself for this portfolio that was created with, under this instance, right? If I wanted to override the class default values here, right, that is outside the bounds of the initialization, then I would use a class method to access these and do things like that, or class methods to create a portfolio, like dynamic using certain functions like we have with like to and from dict and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay.
Austin says, I hope it's a great night.
Hey, Mr. Austin. Welcome in, my guy. It's doing good. Okay.
Punch says kinda yes. Distracted says great explanation, mic on point.
Nice. Punchy, ask some questions back. Like what, like, now, like I always say, like, I'm not someone you should like really learn from as I'm like learning myself, but I'll give you like my own feedback regarding like what I've learned, but you should always go and like then fact check that with like more credible data as I'm, still, just over a year of learning myself. So it's a smart thing to do in any circumstance, not just this. So I'm bound to get something wrong or say something or not understand everything about it clearly. Okay, so and then the case of all other accounts, all other options, right? We're going to take these values and override them to be
Roxanert says basically just thinking out loud and we are just listening lol. Punch says so it's essentially returning an object itself.
So then you can optionally put in data, right?
Distracted says, by the way, last time I was here you didn't have all the nice facial hair. I dig the new look.
Someone told me to shave it off today in chat. They were saying I should go clean look. Yeah, we got the old the Johnny Depp going right now. Dude,
Says I need to start saying out my thinking processes while I am currently learning JS.
Yeah, that's what helps me a lot. I'm just like talking to myself here on stream and like you guys are kind of listening to it and it really helps.
Roxanert says Depp is awesome.
Dude, so I've literally gotten, this is not a flex, but it kind of is a flex, I guess. I've gotten, like, since I've cut my hair and, like, shaved and stuff, I've gotten, like, saying, or comments being like, hey, you look like Johnny Depp. And I've also gotten Orlando Bloom, so I'm getting the whole cast of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Dude, I honestly, if I went clean shaven, and then with my long hair, I probably could get Keira Knightley by somebody. So this is gonna be
Roxanert says lol.
We'll say stop going caps lock. Stop caps locking. My caps button is stuck. Stop it. Okay. We'll say so I want to pass in what I wrote in populate position here, like, because you're not going to update this matrix unless you run this, right? So maybe I should have, so data can be, right, this is going to be a dictionary, right? And it's optionally not, it doesn't have to be there, right? So you can populate the account heading info with just this, or you can populate it with this here, and then what we can do is we'll go here and go data, data.get account name keyword, else none if it's not there, right? And we'll say if, or we'll say this is going to give us all of the positions of the account name, for that account name. So then actually what I should do, I don't need this then. What I'll do is I'll go like this. Case of underscore, I'll do, keep all that stuff. I'll do self.portfolio dot get dot accounts, right, dot get, we're going to get the account name keyword here. Else none, right? And then we'll save this as selected account, right? And then I'm going to say if selected account is none, right, we're going to raise a value error saying account, I'll say heading error, right? And we'll say, we'll make this an F string, and then we'll put in here the account name keyword, right? And then we're going to, we'll force lower this just in case. Right, and then, right, if account keyword not found in portfolio, else, right, we're going to do this where we set this to selected account dot name dot title. We'll select selected account total value, selected account dot total value, selected account dot cache, and selected account stock asset value. Okay, cool. So we're overriding the instance variables within our page here to have these new values reflective of the various accounts. So Mr. Cooley and Tim trying to roast me out here. Okay, so then what we're gonna do now that what do we want to do now, right? So now we need to have a function, right, called def view account. Right? Which is going to take itself as reference, okay? And so what we're gonna do so this is up to this returns enter. So then this is going to say self.get, and we're going to get no, self dot, not get, self dot account search submit button here, right? So the submit button is called this. Self dot this dot get, right? Get whatever's in there currently. We're going to call, this is going to be, no, not the submit account. Sorry, we're going to get the, whatever's in the box, the drop down. Here. Okay. This, we're going to get the value of this, right? I'm going to say account name, right? If account name is none, right, we're going to just return nothing. And what I'll do is I'll print here and say account name is none, just so I know it, right? Okay, then what we'll do is we'll just say match the account name no. So now we have the account name. We go dot lower this bad boy if we can. So then we're going to say here right, we'll lower this and then go ahead and say call the populate position matrix See, this just returns back the account positions to us. So I could just set self dot So this should say all accounts by default. So when I call this,
Roxanert says, is your GitHub public?
yeah, it's in the description of my YouTube. I'm not sure if it's on my Twitch, sorry. So I say table data, position all accounts, and then I'll say, so we're gonna view the count. So we're gonna get the name from the drop down that was selected, right? And then we're going to say if it's none, then we're gonna return none. Then we're gonna lower it, right? And what we'll say is self dot populate account populate position matrix, right? And then I'll say positions equals to here, and then the key that we're going to be given is to the account name, right? And then I'll say keyword, right, positions, and then I'll say self dot table data is equal to self dot table data slice of up to the first index plus positions. Right. And then what we'll do is we'll call self.populate account matrix heading with the account name as well, right? And so then what I'll do is view accounts is going to be our command function for the button press. Here, right? Self.view accounts. Oh, shoot. Shoot. None type has no attribute get. Self.select accounts drop down. Okay, so it doesn't like this here. So we have the combo box here for the drop down of the account names. Right, on this combo box, self.accounts drop down. We call view accounts. Huh. Interesting. No. To have this. Oh. It doesn't like it when I do this. I do this to all of these. Come on. Saving emails. Right. Why did I do this? Okay, so the thing is though I need to go here. I don't think that that's gonna work because I think it's configured, don't it? Command click, view accounts. So then let me go to
Tim says we lost a sub since the start of the stream.
No, they hate us. They hate us. They don't want us to win, Tim. They don't want to see us win. Come on. They do not want to see us win, boys. So this is what I think I have to do actually. I think I have to go to here. I have to say self dot what is this called? Table. Confirmation tool. Right, you have to say configure the values. list. What am I doing? So we say save in there, get positions, count positions is equal to with this list inside. Get my positions. Length of row and column not supported. What? No way. What is going on? I'm confused. Right, so Huh. Let me not worry about it. Hold on. Let's do this part first. Count name. How lower? Do the drop down, right? I'm gonna populate the account headings. Populate. Okay, so these are labels. Now look at the configure. Right, and text is equal to so it sets the count.
Diego says heyo.
Hey, how's it going? title. Right, we configure the label, the count label, total value label. Selected account. So now if we go individual, this should update, this should update, this should update. Okay, that changed though, so. Right. All right, now if you select individual taxable, you view, boom, that updates, that updates, that updates, that updates. Yes. Yes, let's go. Okay, then we'll just configure this next. And then also make these all caps, right? So stalker accounts, let's find those here. No. Nice. All right, so now you can do view. That's right. So then we'll go here. So let me do this. Go here. Table data. I'm gonna remove this.
Diego says nice looking software.
So call this. Thanks, dude. How's it going, Diego? What you been learning? Thanks so much for joining me here, dude. Do need that actually. What if I just override? Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you, Raquin. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Come on. Thanks, appreciate you. Thank you so much for following on Twitch.
Diego says all good. Just chilling after work.
Nice, my guy. Me too. Yeah, for those that are new, my name is Michael. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I've been teaching myself how to code for a little bit over a year now, every single day after my 9 to 5 job as a formulation chemist for a biotech company.
Requincanayan says I'm learning Python, so appreciate this kind of
Nice, dude. Yeah, sweet. Join the Discord, linked in my bio of my Twitch, where you can get access to my entire roadmap of whatever resources I've learned to learn programming and teach myself for free to you guys also. I've just kind of collaged it all there. So I wonder if I can actually override. It's getting pretty cluttered. I might need to refactor some of this into separate classes to get this. It's getting pretty cluttered, guys. So I wonder if I can override this. And then I wonder if it'll override. No, I don't think so. I think I have to override the table itself, right? So okay, so actually on all accounts here, .config here. You get the count of the keyword. So all accounts.
Diego says, I'm about to start building a side project, kinda similar to Landgraph Studio.
Oh, nice, my guy. That's really sweet. You have any like demos?
Diego says it just realized Fluent Python refers to a book and not a new framework lol.
Yeah, it's a book we've been reading. Where is that? So in here, What am I calling this on? CTK button has no attribute font. What? I'm so lost here. Line 46. It's these grids I'm doing on top of the objects. CTK button. Line 18 and check quarks empty. Raise value or list quarks to keys are not supported arguments.
Big Task says, hey, what's happening?
List quarks dicta keys.
Diego says, hey, Big Task. Eric says, how many years have you programmed for or learned computer science for?
One. Uno. We've been teaching ourselves for 1 year now. Welcome in, guys. I'm just kind of figuring out this bug. This is my button here. What is going on? So clearly it's to do with this chunk here, because if I comment this out, it works. Right. And it populates those with the various values.
Big Task says, Diego Valencia, hey man, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Diego says not much. Just chilling here watching him fix the problem, haha. Diego says WBU.
Where's this 212.41 coming from? Oh, that's the current price of Apple.
Big Task says
You have 1 share of them.
Eric says, what sources do you recommend for learning Python? This all looks very experienced and well put together.
So why does unrealized gain, or why do we have 211.14 here?
Big Task says, I'm working on Python right now.
Nice. Yeah, Eric, I have a Discord link down below. You can get access to an entire roadmap of all the resources I've used to learn and teach myself from books and courses. And it's all down there for free for you guys. Let me just do this. What happens if I do this? Getting 2 headers now. Okay, where's my graph? This is so frustrating. Here. 218. I call, and then I overwrite the values. Here. Oh, so I wonder if you just configure and it keeps the headings with. Oh, interesting.
Eric says epic free content plug. Thanks.
Yeah, Eric, no worries. It's a great place to be. We got like project showcases in there, community projects going on. It's really great.
Big Task says, Diego Valencia, well, I'm working on lists and indices right now. Axe says, you Mikey, what's up?
Hey, dude, how's it going? Why does it get small like that?
Diego says, big task at hand, oh nice, that's great.
What does this say 211?
Axe says prepping for the interview. Hopefully I don't bomb it.
Unbound, cannot access local variable selected account where it's not associated with the value. Oh yeah.
Diego says for what position?
It decapitalizes there, I think. Oh no, this is double. Okay, so it's just a little bit thicker because there's two lines there. That's why. Okay. So I could probably set column to row width to be a certain width too. Okay, it's doing it though, but we also have this bug. Not sure why. We have this bug where total value 21114. So we're configuring total values here. For the selected account here, we're selecting the total account, total value dot label is configured to selected account dot total value. So my account total value should be stock asset value plus cash. But it says my asset value is 212.41. So why is this off slightly? Interesting. What do you guys think? So why would this be off slightly? Obviously it's like so our portfolio, that's 211 current price. So let's go to how we're getting this data.
Diego says where do you set the rows?
So if I look for in the matrix here, so this is how I'm setting data and doing position ticker. Okay, then my account is, oh, okay, got you. It's just not updated, so the stock asset value is saved into here. So if I call stock asset value for the position here, stock asset value, oh no. Okay, so in each position then, I have a current price. I get the current price. Hey, thanks for the follow, Wallace. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Okay, so if I get the current price here, I'm sure in total value. I'm going to update the account. Okay, so then the thing is in the account, I have positions. When I add the position, I increase the value. I think it's because our positions are calling here total value. Okay, but we have it to the point though where it's doing this appropriately. It's just not, it's not cascading. This is the current price of Apple now, right? And it's not updating anywhere in between on the initial add position, right? Right. So I think we have to write like a function or something to refresh the data points after we load back in, right? After we load the file back in, we need to go through our positions and refresh, gathering current pricing, and then have our unrealized gain and stock asset values updated accordingly. That's what's going on, I think. Let me talk to the GPT here, say. I am trying to go over and work through a bug on my Stalker project where when I load in the portfolio object with its account objects and position objects within, and I populate the matrix, I'm getting the data populated, but the only time the actual stock price is taken post initial add of the position to the account is on that initial add. There is no refresh. So my total value reflects the value within the portfolio JSON, but the current price, asset value, and unrealized gain of each of the positions, which are displayed live on the matrix, which are pulling data from their instance methods, which get the data from Y Finance, show the accurate data. So I need to have some sort of method or functionality to refresh these position values upon periodically on like a button press, but also on the initial load from the file, right? Because the file is going to have data from either yesterday or whatever time period in the past when you last closed out and saved. And so when you reload, it needs to fetch all the current pricings of your positions, right? You know the core issue. Your position instance retains stale data from the last saved session in JSON and only fetch new price data when they are first created. So when you load from disk, you're getting an accurate object graph but outdated market values. Your goal, you want two things: on load, refresh every position's current price and derived values. On demand button, refetch current prices for all pitches and yeah. I'll take a screenshot and show it here. see this, the account total value is 211.14, which is what is on the JSON, but and loaded into the class object, but no refresh for that point took place, but we are getting live data within the position matrix below in said account. Yeah, so you guys might wonder what I'm doing. I use a lot of AI to help me learn, but I preface and we'll talk through like I did. I was just using the punctuate or push to talk, and I gave it that entire paragraph of my thinking and my processes and my what I think is wrong versus right, and then I'm having an actual conversation with it, and I have it not show me code. I strictly say don't show me code. Let's talk through this verbally. I like to talk through the design of things and understand things and build the code in my mind and then translate that out into actual code on the page here. So yeah, that's how I've been able to really kind of grow quite rapidly here, I guess, in this year building projects like this. From all the code I type out is my own code. I'm not copying from AI. I'm using AI to learn about programming and design and flaws and improve upon my decisions and whatnot, like you would with a TA or a professor, right? Your position object like Apple are correctly calling their methods current price, asset value, unrealized gain, and fetching live data. But your account object total value is showing 211.14, which came directly from the JSON, not being recalculated after load. What needs to change? To fix this, you need to recalculate the account total value either on load immediately after positions every time you display the account total value, preferably by turning total value into a dynamic property instead of a cache static number.
Eric says, what do you use for pulling lift ticker prices?
Yahoo Finance. Why Finance? It's really easy. Take a peek at my repository on my GitHub for this project, and take a peek within the portfolio. No, I'm sorry. The position. The position is where, and then I have this get info function here that I wrote, which basically you can match certain casings and add certain cases in certain string cases and just get back the current price, sector, and a bunch of other cases you can add to basically get back certain key value pairs, quargs, right? Keyword arguments, or not, key value pairings of data for this API request, right? Okay, so in my current approach, I am linking the parent and child accounts and positions together so I can propagate changes in asset value upwards and then also upward to the portfolio. And then I can have instant access to updated values rather than having to loop through all my positions again for each request on a refresh. Would it be more beneficial to do the looping mechanism upon each call for account.total value rather than just accessing an instance variable with a static number that may or may not be adjusted appropriately if there are errors in the code or whatnot?
Mike 000610 says, have that made learn PHULN.
That's a great design question. You're thinking about the trade-offs in exactly the right way. Here's a breakdown to help you choose the best strategy. You're using linked references. Each position knows its parent account, and each account knows its parent portfolio. Propagated updates. When a position is updated, it pushes its values changed to its account, and the account pushes the delta up to the portfolio. Cache total values. Account total value and portfolio total value are the only updated when the position changes are made, not recalculated on access. This is fast and lets you avoid redundant computation, especially if you expect lots of UI reads. Minimal read time. The risk. The downside is consistency risk. If any update is missed, the cache total becomes stale. Debugging mismatches. The table says 212, but the summary table says 211. And always accurate. Given your goal of building a robust real-time portfolio app, use the prompt.
Defaulter says you know what I am.
Combined with optional. So what really would be the benefit of keeping the hard static values that are linked together via the parent-child relationship if I'm doing dynamic summing of all position values? Now, what if I instead, like, whenever I call for those dynamic properties, I also update the instance variable as well? But this might throw other positions to not be updated at the same time, yada, yada, yada. Like, it would just update that one position rather than all at once, which doesn't reflect live data across all. So, kind of challenging. We're just talking through my ideas here, getting them out here onto the page about design. You're asking the exact right questions, and you're right to pause and question the actual value of those hard linked static values once you shift to dynamic calculations. Let's walk through the implications and trade-offs. Because you're on the edge of a design refinement, that makes your app cleaner and safer and more future-proof. What's the point of keeping static total value fields? Pros of static values with propagation. Instant access, great for performance if you're querying total values very frequently. Used in some domains like trading platforms or real-time dashboards. Useful for event-driven systems where you want to record deltas as they happen for audit trails or triggering signals. Cons. Your situation. Hard to ensure accuracy. If any position update forgets to call the parent, the total goes stale. Hidden state. It's harder to reason about, especially when debugging. Update complexity makes multi-threading, refreshing in batch, changing risky. As you add features, multiple currencies becomes fragile. You're considering making total value and related metrics into properties calculated on the fly, possibly caching them back into the instance variable as a side effect. But you also correctly observe that when doing this per object creates desync risk. Only one object updates, not the rest. Use dynamic properties for UI-driven and displayed values. Okay, so what we're currently having to kind of work through is right now we've got the ability to go through our current accounts within our portfolio and select one of them and press view, and that will bring up all the positions in the account. Oh no, not this fool. What? Right, so then the thing is though, is that this data from the position pulls dynamically from the web. Whereas this is the static value being pulled from our JSON here, right, via the portfolio that was loaded. So we're gonna need to update our classes here to have a different kind of linkage between how they're gonna get their values. Hey dude, how's it going? But I think I'm going to call it here for tonight, you guys. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 17 minutes. We got a lot done here. We got a lot done. We configured the accounts here to, select Roth IRA. You can view it and get your Roth IRA. You can select the individual taxable, get your individual taxable. Obviously, there's some little debuggings we have to do for like making this all uppercase, making this title case, yada, yada, yada. And then obviously fixing the linkage between the values so that they match across all the portfolio. So, and then you can also do all accounts as well. And so you get this too, which is really cool as well. Sorry, Danielle. I apologize. We've been going for already 2 hours, my guy. I gotta get going to bed here. I got work tomorrow. Long day. It's gonna be a long Friday tomorrow at work. I've got a lot of work to get done. I'm kind of on the tail end here, about to release some product, so I'm really like getting the quality going and getting my paperwork out, and it's a lot of work. For those that don't know, I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company where I make biological controls that are used in like research and development, patient diagnostics and testing, all that jazz, like kind of more like advanced fine-tuned analytical ranges that you can cross-reference against like diseases and patient data and stuff. And then yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then I've been teaching myself how to code for a little bit over a year now, every single day at around 7 p.m. on this channel and on Twitch. So thank you guys so much for being here today. We successfully got the accounts configured to dynamically show us all of the accounts, or just the positions in the taxable, or just the positions in the IRA, or whatever account you have within your portfolio. So it's really cool so far. I'm really happy to have this. And yeah, it's looking really nice so far. I got a lot of work to get done still. I need to go through this and organize. I need to organize this better, honestly, and figure out a better way to make these functions more readable, because it's really hard to work. It's getting harder and harder to work as this gets bigger and bigger. Pause. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here. Please subscribe if you're new. Please also, if you guys could just like this stream, it really, really helps. It's completely free. Just throw a thumbs up. It's just a little tap, and it just helps to keep pushing the channel and having YouTube promote us. We got to get our 10 or 15 cents per stream. Come on, boys. Let's go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here. Chat with me in the Discord if you have questions and want to chat about anything, really. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.